time to cut the cord and throw the investments into the employee group, live with the fallout. I'm not saying you throw the independents off your staff or you stop being nice to them, but the time has come where you gotta make the commitment. Now that's a whole big 30,000-foot strategic discussion, and we can argue that one forever. I'm just speaking from the marketing perspective of I can't be supporting two camps forever. At some point, the organization has to make a decision as to that. An example of how that works, system Keystone, you can probably figure out what state that's in. I'll let you figure that one out. It's two hospitals, but basically they've been employing for a long time. In fact, they employed physicians during the first round, and then when it changed, they never really sold them. They kept it. So they've been at this a long time. But bottom line is, they control, they own most of the primary care practices in that market. 90%. They control the channel. All right? But the orthopedic surgeons did what I told you. They didn't want to become employed. The 3 or 4 groups that existed banded together into one uber group of like 25 orthopedic surgeons, and they started their own surgery center, and the hospital said, well, we're not happy about that, but all right, we'll live with it. We understand why you have to do it. Not happy, but we'll survive. Then, about 3 years ago, the orthopedic surgeon said, that's not good enough. We're starting our own hospital. Okay, they crossed the line as far as the system was concerned. Because that hospital was supposedly going to be surgery only. Oh, sure. Right. Once you have a hospital that's got licensed beds, you can do anything. So at that point, the system said, all right, if that's the path, we would have preferred to have collaboration, we would have preferred to have a cooperative. Clearly, that line has been crossed. So they said, if that's the way you're going to go, we're going to go out and we're going to find 7 or 8 orthopedic surgeons, and we're going to bring them in as employed surgeons. And guess where our primaries are going to make their referrals? I'm not getting, this is not meant to be a session on who can, there's an expression to that I want to use on tape. It starts with a P, and you know what I'm talking about, okay? I'm not advocating those kind of contests, but this is a reality and a real case study of how one organization dealt with that issue. Promises made by leadership. This is when the CEOs and the other people, and your VP of physician practice acquisition or whatever it may be, your chief medical officer is out buying up practices, right? They're out there meeting with Dr. Smith for lunch or breakfast someplace, and they're cutting a deal to bring them in, and they promise them everything. Everything. Right? And how many of you have encountered this? One day they come in and they go, I told Dr. Smith he can have a whatever. And you're sitting there going, what? Okay? You promised him what? No problem. You want radio, TV, billboard ads? My marketing people will do that for you. You want your own name? No problem. You want your own logo? No big deal, okay? You can have your own marketing staff. I've had this. You want your own marketing staff, you can have them. Did they ever consult the marketing staff? By the way, it's not just marketing that gets this. IT gets it, HR gets it, because they promise everything to get them in the door. And I've met with CEOs where I brought this issue up, and they said, I understand the problem, but I don't care. I need to get these guys on board, and short of, buying them a spouse from overseas, I'm giving them anything they want. Okay? That actually didn't come. Anyway, never mind.